Alright, welcome back to another episode of the 79 280ZX Turbo project. Today we're going to pull the front bumper off, and our pieces right here should already be fiberglassed in. So we're going to take that, set it on the bench, and then fiberglass all the rest of those supports so we can put the bumper back on. So stay tuned. Oh, forgot to show you. So this is our fiberglass we did last night, and you can see it's already hardened, so we should be able to pull it off. Everything should have stuck just like we planned, since our test piece here has hardened up nicely. Yep, and it looks like we mixed it pretty good. I don't see, there's one area right here in the corner where it's gelled up, but the rest is hardened up pretty good. All right. Got it. All right, so as you can see right here, this is where we stuffed all that that fiberglass and resin. Now you probably can't see. I'm gonna do a little video. So right here is where we got a little bit of the fender in there. What I should have done before was put like plastic in between here and the fender, so that wouldn't happen. But our next step now is to lay this on its side and whatever different angles that we need to get all the fiberglass up into these areas right here, and get this whole bracket attached to the fiberglass bumper. And then we're going to move on to this area right here at the crash bar, and I drilled some holes, if you saw in the other video, that'll adhere this crash bar to this front part of the bumper. All right. And another thing I want to note is it was kind of hard to get this a 5/16 bolt out because it was exactly perfect for the hole on the fender. So what I would recommend is using like a smaller bolt, like 1/4 inch. Other than those issues I mentioned, I think it turned out pretty good. So I got the bumper propped up here, or not propped up, but I got it strapped up and kind of propped up against the container here. So now I've got this in a position in a good spot to where I can put my fiberglass pieces in here and get through all the holes and add the layers and everything else. So we'll do this section, we'll flip it over, we'll do the other section, and then we'll start working on the crash bar. I'll flip it upside down. And all right, so I'm trying to find you guys a good position here. Okay, let me get the gloves on, start mixing this. When you're doing fiberglass, it's okay to mix small amounts at a time. What you don't want to do is mix a whole bunch at once, and then something happen where you gotta go, or you spill it, or anything could happen really. Alright, so we're going to do the same mix that we did yesterday. It seemed to work really well. Now, it's about 40 degrees in here, so it's not the optimal temperature for mixing this fiberglass resin. The colder it is, the longer it takes to harden and cure. Now, last night I put a heater on one side, I believe it was that side of the bumper, and it got it to about 125 degrees, and it was able to get hard in about an hour. Alright. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking some of this extra mat that I have, and we're going to make it to little strips and put it on the underside of this support I made right here. So what I want to do is get it to where it just starts poking out through the holes in our metal, and that way I'll lay another piece right on top, and it'll be able to adhere all those together. And this stuff is messy, like really messy, and it gets on everything. You want to try and get the air out as much as possible. And I probably should have covered that bolt, the threads on that bolt. Now if you mess up, you can, cut this fiberglass out and do it again. So I've got a lot of air bubbles in here in this area, so I might just cut that out. All right, so we're gonna let this dry right here, and then I'll. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I can get Wonder if I can get enough on that one. Let's try that real quick. You probably can't see this very well, but we've got the two little brackets I did on the bottom of the crash bar. It's at an angle, probably about a 15-degree angle, so some of that fiberglass might drift off, but we'll see if we can get it. I'm using the same method you do with the fender, just kind of stuffing it in there. Also same as I did here. Stuffing it through the bottom side, make it poke through, and then capture it on the top side. All right, let's let that set in, and then we'll work on the other side.